there's a incredible shortage of homes in Rwanda and in Kigali in particular. Kigali has been enjoying and benefiting from a large immigration into the city, but it's a double-edged sword. We want people, but we don't have a place to house them. So the shortage is only becoming worse and worse as more people move here, and there's a need to accommodate these people. So I know that a lot of, there has been a survey that was done back in 2012 that showed at that point we needed 20,000 dwelling units every year, and in my estimate that need has only increased since then. It's hard to raise money, but we were able to raise money from mostly American and Israeli investors.
African diasporas. There are many real estate developments taking place in Africa, particularly Rwanda. Are we going to continue to sit on the sidelines and blame the foreigners such as the Chinese, the Lebanese, the Indians, the Israelis, and the whites for making wise investments in Africa? Or are we going to be proactive instead of being reactive and take a trip to Africa and invest in Africa?
Urbanization, a growing population, a people on the move, a city with a flourishing investment landscape, and a country that plans ahead, futuristic architectural designs, and a growing innovation is what is pushing the real estate beyond the limits. Rwanda is on the horizon. One of the many upcoming housing establishments that are benefiting from the government support is Sifa Housing, which is currently developing 560 housing units.
As you can see, we are putting the final touches on the pilot phase of 52 apartments. Out of the 52 apartments, we have different categories: one bedroom unit, a two-bedroom unit, a three-bedroom unit, and a four-bedroom unit. Out of the 52 apartments, we already sold 70% of the units that you're seeing, and we remain with 30% unsold, which are on the market now. And the 52 apartment is a pilot phase of a total phase of 460 units. So we remain with 406 in the next phase to commence in the first quarter of next year.
Rwanda is racing to become a knowledge-based economy. With that comes a need to invest in quality infrastructure. Two particular projects are a testament to how Rwanda wants to transform its economy. At the Kigali Special Economic Zone, Rwanda is building a city that some have dubbed as the Silicon Valley of Africa. On the other side of the city, in one of the posh suburbs, the government is building one of the country's largest urban estates.
So Kigali Innovation City is a Government of Rwanda initiative that's at the core of propelling Rwanda's innovation economy and knowledge economy. KIC is a 61-hectare development that is being co-developed with Africa 50, a Pan-African infrastructure investment platform. The vision with KIC is to provide an enabling physical environment for academia, for technology companies and startups to thrive. A significant portion of Kigali Innovation City has been dedicated to universities, and the idea is that the development will be anchored by highly competitive and diverse talent pools. So far we have 2 universities which are already operational, Carnegie Mellon University Africa and the African Leadership University. And we will have 2 others, which includes the University of Rwanda's Center of Excellence in Biomedical Engineering, as well as the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences. What is common across the universities is that they're all building highly skilled Pan-African talent pools in STEM disciplines. And so one of the promises of KIC is that investors, tenants will have access to this community of very diverse but also highly skilled interdisciplinary talent that they can leverage for their companies. But we're also seeing some of these students start to create their own ventures, and that's part of what we believe it will drive the creation of the knowledge economy.
Vision City project normally was the project that has been the reason for establishing UDL because RSSB as our main shareholder and sole shareholder, by the way, they wanted to invest in real estate, and then for that they created a special vehicle for that, and we had that project to be constructed on 154 hectares. The project was meant to offer 4,500 units, and it was meant to be implemented in 4 phases. So far we completed phase 1 with 504 units, and it is fully occupied. Now we have started Vision City phase 2, just nearest phase 1. So phase 1 is sitting on 39.5 hectares. Phase 2 will be having 40.5 hectares. But now we have tripled the number of units so that we can really increase, we can even meet the Kigali revised master plan requirement in dwelling units per hectare, in the density, to increase the density, because in phase 1 we didn't really meet that properly. So we are using the same land, but now we are going to have triple the units we have in phase 1, because we will be having 1,487 units.
While urbanization and the fast-growing population is a good reason to drive growth, Investors are looking beyond these factors.
There's a incredible shortage of homes in Rwanda and in Kigali in particular. Kigali has been enjoying and benefiting from a large immigration into the city, but it's a double-edged sword. We want people, but we don't have a place to house them. So the shortage is only becoming worse and worse as more people move here, and there's a need to accommodate these people. So I know that a lot of, there has been a survey that was done back in 2012 that showed at that point we needed 20,000 dwelling units every year, and in my estimate that need has only increased since then. Is where, not just where the heart is, but home is where you start. There cannot be economic development if people go back and they don't have a place to live. They don't have lights, they cannot make food, they cannot work, they cannot educate themselves. Homes is the starting point for everything. So and so home is health, is the future of Rwanda.
The reason why we came to Rwanda is because we were already operating in West Central Africa. However, the difference between those countries that we were operating before, we were only building privately those homes. But when we came to Rwanda, we've actually realized that the government is here to actually assist developers to tackle the shortage of affordable homes by way of actually partnering in terms of the land availability, the infrastructures. So by actually the government partnering with us and actually reducing the cost associated with those two items, we were able to also revise the total cost of the constructions. So that's why those houses now becomes affordable to the criteria set by the government.
First phase, what you're looking here is 52 dwelling units, anywhere from about 1 bedroom to a 4-bedroom. And what we wanted to do was a proof of concept. We weren't sure what typologies they're gonna sell. So we said, let's just do 7 different typologies, see what sells, what doesn't sell. We know what sells now. So we're going to take those takeaways and apply them to our second phase. So what instigated the first time around, I don't have to tell you, as in any startup, it's hard to raise money. But we were able to raise money from mostly American and Israeli investors. Once you raise money and you start building, few things happen. One is that banks, local banks, right? They see that actually you stand behind your word. You said you're gonna build something, you raise money and you're building it. And mind you, we built all this during COVID. So it was lockdown, it was supply chain challenges, runaway inflation that we have been experiencing recently. So in the face of all these hardships, we built this. So once we did that, I think it kind of opened the door to now local banks to have faith in us. And now we're in a position where local banks come to us and said, when are you starting the next phase? Because we have money, we want to lend it to you.
One of the things that we are actually doing is we are going to be building within this development, there is going to be a production yard. And within that production yard, we are going to have 3 warehouses, which we are going to be producing the light concrete, the steel, the doors, the window, the roof, so that the site becomes kind of independently run itself. And we are going to create that ecosystem where the manufacturing are working hand in hand with the constructions. And the training side of it, it's also feeding into the constructions. So our whole business model has 3 subsidiaries, which is manufacturing, training, that feeds into the construction element of it. That will be delivering the affordable homes. We have got an implementation agreement with the government to which we have to first and foremost deliver these 2,208 units within the next 2 years. And then going beyond that, we also had to deliver 40,000 units within the next 13 years. So our ambition is quite large, and we can only aim that big when we have really good partner, and that's where the government actually plays a vital role.
With its eyes set upon the future, Rwanda is transforming itself into a country that it hopes will not just be home to its growing population, but that to which global citizens will find and call it home. With increased investment into a rising real estate sector, the country can only hope to become completely transformed in a few years from now, hitting its target to become a knowledge-based economy.
It's time for us to overcome the mental paralysis. It's time for us to get rid of the brainwash and disrupt the conditioning. It's time for us to start visiting and invest in Africa.